Have you ever noticed that the more you give, the more you receive? No matter what it is that you're giving, it seems like whatever you keep on giving, you keep on finding, multiplying in your life. This is something that is very important. The moment I started to learn to give consciously money to charity and things like that, I've noticed that my income also started growing in my own life. And this is something that has been taught forever, from Jesus and so many other teachers, and even now, right? Like we all understand that somehow, on some level, the power of giving, because not only when you give, it makes you feel happy, but it's not only just about, hey, I'm just gonna give money or whatever. Like, giving comes in so many ways. Like, think about what it is that you want the most in your life right now, or what is it that you feel like you're lacking the most in your life right now. That's an even better question. And think about this for a second. If life is simply your mirror, what would happen if you start giving the thing that you feel like you lack the most in your life now? And you may be like, well, how can I give what I don't have? Yeah. So if I don't have money, how can I give money? Or if I lack certain things, how can I give them? Does that make sense? So we tend to naturally think like, well, the moment I have some, I will release it, but otherwise I feel like scarce. What if I give and then I don't have enough for me? That's the ego mind, the scarcity mind. Yeah. But if we go away from the obvious subject of money, what if you're chasing love? What if you're chasing, relationship, friendship? You want other people to respect you, or you just want to feel good about yourself, something like this, yeah? What would happen if you start to treat others the way you want to be treated? That's the golden rule. This is something that has been taught for centuries, over and over and over again. In every scriptures all around, that golden rule always comes back. Why? Because it's always about, can you give first the thing that you want? So if you want to feel loved, if you want to feel important, which is one of the biggest needs we all have, to feel good about ourselves, can you start making other people feel good about themselves? And which, by the way, in the book of Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, or How to Win Friends and Influence People from Dale Carnegie, this is the rule number one. Make other people feel good about themselves, and you will have the power, and everything that you want will be added onto you, right? This is like, if you read those two books, those two amazing books, it will go over and over and over and over and over again about how you can make that happen, because they understood on a fundamental level that the biggest need that everybody has in their life is not really the money, it's not really this or the love or the relation. All those things that we chase is often simply because we think it's going to make me feel look good, or it's going to give me status, or it's going to make me feel powerful, or it's going to make me feel safe. On some level, it's going to make me feel special and important. So if this is one of the deepest needs that people have, instead of simply chasing it, what if we start to give that to others genuinely, not in some crazy twisted way of like manipulating others and whatever? Because if you give through that lens of like, I'm gonna, you'll attract people who do the same to you. So the more you're like playing schemes with life and so on, trying to tie your webs around people, you'll find that other people do the same to you. So if you give with expectation, you'll find people come and give you things with expectation, expecting something in return. Does it make sense? So you have to be careful about giving, but also, how am I giving? Does it make sense? But if you go back to the point, the question here is, what is it that I'm lacking the most in my life? And how can I start to give that? Even if you have no money right now, it's not about, hey, I have to give money. But if you use money or spend money or pay your bill and so on, what are you doing it? Like, what's the attitude or what's the thought? Can you do it from a place of appreciation? Can you just be grateful that right now I have the money to buy this food and that's enough? Like, can you change the attitude? Because even if you're just paying something, you're also giving. Does that make sense? So it's like, from which state of mind am I giving there? When you spend time with your partner, you're also giving your energy, you're giving your presence, you're giving your time, you're giving, that. So what can I start to give to my partner, to my kids, to my family? Does it make sense? And then this is often why, by the way, in relationship, we always like end up in feeling like, well, when my partner do this, and that, then I'll do this, and that give and take, so to speak. But often when you understand that relationship is a place where you give first and then you receive, it changes the dynamic completely. especially if you go and you give without expectation, because that's the only way a relationship can naturally thrive. And we go back to the golden rule. So the game of life really is understanding that there are certain things that consciously don't make sense, but if I can put myself in a situation where I give first and I give freely, it always somehow come back in my life. I used to be really scared of spending and giving, donating money, because my mind was like, what if I don't have enough for myself? So I had to learn to go over the scarcity and to trust in the abundance, which is also a big teaching and a big learning. It's like, I'm gonna trust that when I donate, it's gonna come back tenfold from, I don't know the source, I don't know how, I don't know when, but I trust it will come back tenfold for my betterment and my enjoyment. And so when you smile at somebody in the street, you're inviting somebody else to smile back at you. When you're sending some good vibe or some positive thought to someone, and we, by the way, science have proven that, when you think positively of someone, it affects them. Yeah, if you look at the world of Bruce Lipton, Amazing Biology of Belief, you can see how science has proven those things. So the point of this video is that even if it's intangible, even if it's just in your thoughts, what would happen if you drop the criticism, drop the bitterness, drop the comparison, drop the scarcity, drop all of those things that you're giving right now all the time? Because ironically, we are always in the process of giving. Right now, I'm giving through this video. Does it make sense? Right now, you're giving right now by watching this video. So we are always in the process of giving. The question is, what am I giving? What is the attitude behind the giving? And what is it really that I start to need to give the most? And this often comes back to, what am I the most afraid to give right now? And that can be saying somebody I love you, and that can be releasing money, and that can be being present, and that can be, we're all different, we're all unique. So often what you're scared the most to give is what you need to learn to give in order to receive that thing back in your life, multiplied. The more you give, the more you get. That's the cause and effect. Giving comes first, receiving comes after. Let me know what you think down in the comment. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you.